I've been lifting for 13 years, and I'll be honest, 70% of it was complete bullshit. Picking the wrong exercises, training way too much, and barely seeing any progress. In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 crucial principles that changed everything for me and my clients. So you can finally squeeze out every ounce of progress of your hard work. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to train 3 days a week with 10 times more confidence and a system that gets real results in half the time. But if you don't nail this first principle, you're fucked. No one's building muscles, no one's seeing results. Worst of all, she's not coming back. It's over. So 2 months ago, I was in a very shit place. I sadly quit lifting weights years ago to focus on jiu-jitsu. I overtrained and ended up breaking my body, leaving me to do surgery. So I had to start again from scratch. And I did just 2 exercises a week for my shoulders. I know I'm not Superman yet, but I would say they got much wider fast. And the main reason for that is I chose the most effective exercises. I can't explain how many years I wasted doing stupid, flashy movements that look cool but delivered nothing. And I would hate for you to do the same. So here's a simple filter I use now, a 3-question framework I picked from some of the best in the business. So always ask yourself, how good is the stretch and the tension throughout the exercise? Do you feel a good deep stretch at the bottom of the movement? Is the muscle working all the way through, not just at the top for a second, but from start to finish? Next one is, does it feel good on your body? If it hurts your joints, things are popping left, right, and center, just avoid it and choose something that feels better for you. And lastly, can you progress it easily over time? If you can't slowly add weights or make it a little bit more challenging, it's not worth doing. And once you run your training through this filter, you'll realize something. Many exercises are just noise and a waste of time. So choosing the right exercise is like picking the right road on a GPS. One gets you to your destination fast, easy, and the other gets you lost, stuck in traffic, wasting your fuel, losing your mind. So that choice is vital. And if you'd like to take out the guesswork, I made you a free guide. Inside, you'll find a sample program with the exact exercises that actually builds the physique which you want. And everyone who runs through that guide, their ex's new boyfriend starts feeling insecure instantly. So I've coached thousands of people, group classes, one-on-one, online, and I'd say at least 80% of them were making the same fatal lifting mistake that's killing over 50% of their gains. Now here's 2 clips of me doing a lat pull down. Watch closely and see if you can spot the issue. And if you didn't notice it, I suggest you book an appointment with your nearest eye doctor. Now in the second clip, there's 0 eccentric control. That means you're throwing away more than half the benefit of the movement. It's like going for a buffet, loading up on all the starters and the desserts, but skipping the main course. Now here's what the science says about proper technique, so you can squeeze every ounce of muscle out of your sets. So on the way up, a 1-second explosive contraction is optimal. Don't spend all day squeezing your muscle at the top. You're just wasting time. There's no extra benefits there. You can spend that extra time feeding stray cats. But on the way down, you slow it down. Control the negative for 2 to 4 seconds. Anything slower than that is pointless. So you do that with a full range of motion. For the next one, if I knew this earlier, maybe I'd even have a girlfriend now. One who I could laugh with and play with. Maybe even have a pillow that smells like her instead of my mom. Not there's anything wrong with that. I love you, mommy. Because this principle, it could cut your training time in half and get you twice as jacked. And if you're good with the ladies, then you should have no trouble understanding this. And if you're not, don't worry, I'll explain it to you, my friend. Because it's kind of like texting them. You don't want to overdo it, you'll drive them away. But play it cool, less effort. That's the jackpot. I spent years busting my ass off, never skipping training 6 days a week, when in fact, doing even half of that could have yielded me way better results. And I only discovered this because of this one legendary coach I met like 8 years ago in a small gym. We called him Masterto. I have no idea why we called him Master, and he always wore a hat, which I think he did because he was on steroids and balding. But one day he comes up to me in the gym and he asked me what you are doing. I said, I'm training. Have you tried blood and guts? I said, what the fuck? But it turns out it was a program created by one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, Dorian Yates, blood and guts. And I saw that it was just a 4-day program, but I've been training for 6 days for years. I said, fuck it. Let me try it. I thought I'm losing all my gains, but man, I shit you not. Until today, that was the fastest and best results I've ever seen. 1 set per exercise, bro, I couldn't believe it, but it worked. And I've never looked back. The thing is, building muscles kind of like watering a plant. Too much water every day and it drowns. The right amount at the right time, that's when it blossoms and grows best. Now everyone's talking about volume training. It's trending for a reason because you get better recovery, better performance, and way more time to live your life doing whatever the hell it is you do. Less really is more here. But here's the truth. You'll never know what's best for you until you start testing it. So start simple, try low volume for a month, track your progress, and then tweak it. But for most people, that switch changes everything. But here's the catch though. This only works if you follow this next principle. Now I hate to say it, but it's one of those times where you blindly follow science-based advice and it actually bit me square in my crusty ass. See, I used to train hard, every single session, pushing to almost failure every set because I thought society would start accepting me if I had bigger biceps. But then I started reading these things and it says, hey, you don't need to go to failure. Stop 1 to 3 reps shy. It's just as effective. Sounds nice, right? Except here's what really happened after listening to that advice. I started obsessing over how I felt instead of actually working hard. I started treating myself like a little princess while training. Oh, I did 2 reps. Okay, enough. It doesn't work that way. And the truth is, most of the time, when you think you've got 1 to 3 reps left in you, you have a lot more than that. If you do a set to failure and I offered you $1 million to do 10 more reps, you would find a way. So here's a better approach. Push very close to failure on your earlier sets. And on the last one, soldier, you go to hell on the last one. That's how you get results. Now the water here is all the energy you have in you for the week. Instead of spreading your energy thin across 6 mediocre sessions, try actually stacking that effort into 3 focused ones and train your ass off. You'll find yourself recovering better, building more muscle, and spending way less time in the gym. Why would you not want that? Now on the days you're feeling like dog shit, it's okay, man. Slowly. Take it easy. And be a bit careful ego lifting with the heavy compounds like deadlifts and squats to failure because that's how people end up injured. But ultimately, I need you lifting heavy. Look at my face. This is my face. I need you to be lifting, making way uglier faces than that. Now look, man, you and me, I think we're starting to have kind of connection. Something's going on here. So I'm going to let you in on my secret sauce to getting jacked. Add intensity techniques at the end of your sets. Like drop sets. Take your final set to failure, drop the weight by 20 to 30%, and then go again. Straight to failure again. That's one. Or you could do a rest pause set, where you hit failure, rest 10 to 15 seconds, and then squeeze out some more nasty reps. And usually these are so brutal, I genuinely have to check my underwear after. And everyone who's jacked is using these. So you should too. And the final principle, it's the glue that holds everything together. Ignore it and you're basically uppercutting yourself in the ball sack. And worst of all, if you ignore this, you're going to end up like those people who've been exercising for years and don't even look like they lift. So if you want to get jacked, you need to give yourself a reason to grow. You need to constantly push yourself to do better than the last time. This may not be a perfect example, but whenever you start jiu-jitsu as a white belt, you're just getting annihilated by everyone left, right, and center. So what I do is, instead of trying to beat those purple belts, I'd get my ass whooped, and then immediately after tapping out, I'd go right back in. Maybe I'll get my ass beat again, but it'll take them a little bit longer this time. So to me, that was progress. People think when they lift weights, they gotta go heavier every single week. No. Progress could be even doing 1 more rep than what you did a week ago. And then suddenly, you're going from benching 60 kgs for 8 reps to 12 reps by end of the month. And then maybe you even slap on some weight. This is what real progress looks like. And that is the absolute key to getting jacked. If you don't keep trying to beat your past self, you're going to end up stuck. It's like playing GTA and doing the same mission over and over again instead of trying to complete the game. So if you can, keep a notes section on your phone tracking all the weights you lift. And if you made it this far, my friend, congratulations. You now know more about proper training than 90% of the people in your gym. So pick the right lifts, control your tempo, train hard but smart, and track your numbers. And most importantly, give yourself a goddamn reason to grow. So grab the guide, lock in your calories, set your protein target, and use the program inside to steer the ship. Now that you've got the training part down, but if you're still not seeing results in the mirror, chances are you're making one of these 3 silent mistakes that are secretly killing your fat loss. So in this next video, I break them down so you can start looking and feeling like the man.